Good morning, Bangkok. We are coming to you live from the studio at Assumption University. Speaking to you today for our early morning blog show is your host, Patrick Reiter, and my main wingman, or as to say, partner in crime, Mr. Nathan Black. Tell me, Nathan, how are you feeling today?
Well, very fine indeed. Thank you very much. In this episode of Let's Hang Out, the web address www.lethangoutblogspot.com. There is no S, actually, because that name was actually already taken. We have quite a special story to share with you about the 10 most obscure holiday spots to hang out. You could and should try to visit these spots.
Wow, that sounds very interesting. Tell me, Nathan, have you recently been traveling anywhere lately?
Do you mean before or since coming to Thailand? Does Thailand even count?
Let's just say before Thailand.
Well, the last time that I went traveling somewhere before Thailand was a pretty fun place. There was a lot of markets to shop at. Everyone wore hats all the time, and everybody had a gun. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
Afghanistan. It's a place where you can have snow or a sandstorm or even both.
Topic of today. With the year 2012 coming closer, some of us more superstitious audience who believes that the world might be under threat would start to be looking for different ways to survive and surpass the disasters. I have found the perfect solution for you all.
What is that?
At the Capsule Hotel in Netherlands, you will be able to experience in first hand sleeping inside a survival pod.
That sounds like a pretty bizarre place to stay.
Yes, it is. Your room is basically located floating on one of the rivers in Amsterdam. The history of these pods date back to 1972, where they were originally built and intended for an oil rig platform, actually.
Oh, wow.
They are 4.25 meters wide in diameter with an additional of a chemical toilet inside. This has got to be the most obscure place out of the 10 we will be covering today.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Wait till you see the hotel that I'm about to show you. It's a building made from cranes. It's just outside the studio. Cranes are being used to construct one of the new ABAC buildings. Have you ever wondered how it would feel to be working in one of those cranes? Well, here's your chance with the Dockside Crane Hotel in Amsterdam.
A hotel inside a working crane? Wow, that sounds very bizarre indeed. Tell us more about the design and the history of the hotel and how it came to be what it is today, Mr. Nathan.
The design of the rooms is structured inside the crane where modernized. They include a functional elevator replacing the ladders for safety reasons, of course. They transformed the old cab room of the crane into a luxurious bedroom. The hotel was founded by William and Carla, who are the managers, and they created this amazing holiday spot.
Wow, looking at the pictures, I think the respective managers and owners must be very proud of what they have done here. I'm convinced to visit this hotel when I get some free time. Moving on out of Amsterdam and making our way into the locations of West Africa, we have another inspiring and mind-blowing place to show you. For those of you looking for an extreme desert adventure with dunes and endless beaches, Mauritania is the best place for you. The desert is the size of France and has a population of only 3 million people. It is one of the most off-radar places to visit in the world. Its main attraction is the longest coal train in the world, measuring up to 2.5 kilometers in length. There are only two climates that you will experience here, which is hot and very hot. So be sure to bring plenty of water and drink plenty of water.
Wow, just listening to that makes me thirsty for an obscure adventure in the desert. Now, getting away from that hot weather to a more colder climate, we head to Canada. Tell me, Patrick, did you ever want to have a treehouse when you were younger?
Yes, I've always fantasized about having a treehouse of my own, actually, when I was younger. However, in Thailand, it would be a bit too dangerous with all the snakes and these creepy crawlies lurking around.
Well, no need to fantasize about it anymore. The Free Spirit Sphere is the perfect place for you to visit. It is a luxurious hotel located in the west coast rainforest of Vancouver Island, Canada, where you can have the lifetime experience in a treehouse like you've never seen before. The hotel facilities range from a composting toilet to a sauna, and even has its own barbecue deck. There is one catch though. The requirement is you have to be at least 16 years or older to be able to stay there. It is meant as a place of peace and tranquility, as the name Free Spirit suggests, also freeing you from dangerous animals that would normally attack you on the ground when you're sleeping. But it won't help from the ones that can climb up trees. You don't know how dangerous squirrels can be until you've had one climb inside your pants. Sorry, that was my tragic moment.
Well, I feel so close to nature already just by hearing this. It's a pity though, however, that you aren't allowed to bring children under the age of 16 along with you. A lot of families would prefer to spend vacation around these unpopulated and natural havens. Anyways, moving on to the next location, we bring you to the island of the Loch Ness Monster. That's right, Scotland. For those of you who enjoy camping out and traveling a lot, a horse-drawn caravan can be rented here. However, there isn't a lot of rooms in the wagon. They can only support up to 4 people. They require anyone that wants to rent this caravan must obviously know how to handle horses. If you're really into this way of traveling, you can even rent a specially customized caravan, such as the famous gypsy caravan as a concept.
I would personally not like to be a gypsy caravan, but have you ever heard of the Ice Hotel?
Never before in my life, Nathan. What is it and where is this?
It's a hotel about 200 kilometers from the Arctic Circle. It's made completely of huge clumps of ice and snow. The main problem with it, however, is it melts away every year. It has to be rebuilt. But if you like this style of hotel, you can check out the Bolvania Salt Palace. It's a hotel made completely from salt blocks, 14 by 14 inch. It's located in one of the world's largest salt flats. The flats cover an area about 65 square kilometers. It is surrounded by mountains, and the unique salt rooms absorb most of the sun's heat during the day when it's hot, and keep the rooms nice and toasty warm at night when it actually begins to drop below freezing.
It sounds like a great room to sleep in on cold nights.
Yeah, just don't scrape the walls to add more flavor to your food. They won't bring you room service anymore.
That rule kind of sucks, but it's not as bad as the rules for our next location.
Where is that?
The one and only North Korea, of course. That's right, you heard it first time from us. North Korea is now open for tourists to visit. As you know, North Korea is one of the world's most restricted countries. In January 2010, North Korea lifted the restrictions on American citizens, who are now free to visit at any time of the year. You will be given some government workers to help you through your stay. They will watch everything you do and make sure you follow all the rules. You're not allowed to wander around alone. Your guides must be with you at all times. Drug trafficking is punishable by death, and authorities are very touchy. You cannot insult the government leaders, as this is extremely illegal and offensive. That all said, your guides will keep your passport during your stay for their security reasons.
So at least you can come back and say with almost 100% certainty that you've been somewhere that none of your friends can say they've been. I just hope that the prisons weren't part of your tour. I don't think that you would get a very nice sleep around there, but you could get a great night's sleep in Belgium. Try sleeping on a raft going down a slow-moving river. You have to paddle out to the raft by canoe, and don't forget to bring your little toilet. It's a little bucket with a lid.
If you like a more classical feeling, a hotel, you don't want a small bucket to use as a toilet. Get a real toilet in Klagenfurt. I'm sure I said that wrong, and I'm sorry for that. Anyways, it's located in Austria's 6th largest city. It is on the eastern shore of Lake Wörthersee. You can visit castles, go sailing, and other classical travel things. You can even play hockey when the lake freezes in the colder months.
Well, that brings us to our last obscure spot. This place is for extremist people who want to let loose. Go stay in the TV tower in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. try zip lining 100 kilometers per hour from 100 meters up in the air, rappelling or speedboating. For me, I'm kind of a mean son. I would kind of trick my mom into going up in the elevator in the Rotterdam Tower, or the Euromast Tower. It's about 185 meters high. My mom is really afraid of heights. She's okay as long as she doesn't see, the ground or what's going on. But the Euromast, you can see everything as you're going up. It was built between 1958 and 1960. If my mom could get over her fears of heights, I know she would enjoy the view of the city.
Wow, we can clearly see how much you care for your mom here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that about sums it up for today. I am your host for Let's Hang Out.
But the web link doesn't really have the S, just www.lethangout.blogspot.com.
Yes, for www.lethangout.blogspot.com, I am your host, Patrick Reiter, with my partner in crime, Nathan Black, saying goodbye.
I woke up with the rising sun. I was blinded by the light. Jump up and pull on my jeans. It feels good, they're a little tight. Step out